Did you know that April is, at least this week of April, is National Pooper Scooper Month? And I don't know exactly what that entails, but it's obviously perhaps a reminder to clean up after your dogs and or cats. Speaking of dogs and or cats, it's also National Pet First Aid Awareness Month, April. Here to talk about some things to think about in pet first aid, because sometimes things happen and you still need to stabilize your pets before getting them to the vet that can help save their lives. Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto from Cinema Veterinary Center, located in beautiful, awesome town, Valencia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this is a serious thing because, I mean, even such as looking at some of these bowel obstruction, dogs or cats eat something they're not supposed to that may either be too big for them, may not be good for them, or may not be edible, basically. But they're going to, especially puppies, like to eat everything, and even older dogs.
Oh yes.
You find that it's not just a puppy
puppies.
thing.
No, not just puppies.
So there's that. There are things such as getting in fights or even somehow injuring themselves through their day. Maybe they get caught up on something. I just saw a post on through social media with all these different pictures of animals getting caught up in things. It was very funny, but in some cases that's really dangerous. And of course, things like soft tissue damage from being hit by a car or something like that. I want to talk a little bit though. Let's talk about the obstruction thing, because not only bowel obstruction, but it could obstruct their airways too if they choke on it. The choking hazard. Is there a way like to perform a Heimlich maneuver type of thing on a dog or a cat?
There absolutely is. It's certainly a little bit more difficult because with us, if a human's choking, we can get them to stand up and it's a little bit easier to get in the position that we need them to get in. But it's very similar in dogs and cats. You still find that same area with them, and it might take a little bit of maneuvering or two people depending on how big your dog is, but you can certainly do the Heimlich maneuver on them too, to help release anything that might be stuck in their airway. Let's say your dog's choking on like a rawhide bone or something like that, which has certainly happened, and that saved their lives.
No, or some of those types of treats that can get sharp and get kind of stuck in their jawline too.
Yes, we see that a lot too. That there's different rawhides or antlers and things like that can splinter and get stuck between teeth. There's been a few times that I've had clients bring their pets in because they just can't quite get back there, and if you can see it but you can't safely get it out, obviously we don't want you to get bit. Just leave it alone and
even our pets who love us to death sometimes do not like being messed with. I learned that the hard way as well.
Yes.
I want to talk also about CPR. There is a way to perform CPR on animals as well.
Yes, there is. CPR you can perform in any dog or cat, and depending again on their size, depends on kind of how you would do it, whether you would do it, hand over hand like you would for a human, or the smaller animals, you would do it more like an infant where, you hold the chest between your fingers. And, the easiest way to get more details on that would be to do an internet search, and there's lots of good diagrams to show you different ways to position them for that.
And just be careful based on your dog's size and weight. Don't crush their little sternums or ribs.
Right. Well, and that's very easy to do, just like with people when you're doing CPR on people.
And so that's important. When a dog has been hit by a car and they're conscious, but you still want to make sure that they're okay. What signs? Sometimes that happens. They've been hit, but it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm still walking. I'm good. What do we need to look for on that?
Yeah, a lot of dogs can act, or cats can act like they're totally fine, which is amazing. But many times they'll still be in shock. So things to watch for certainly is sort of their demeanor. A lot of times they'll have sort of a glazed look on their face. That's shock. They can be panting a lot. I would recommend that, even if they seem to be okay, to still bring them in so we can treat them for that shock. Usually we would do IV fluids and some pain relief injections to make sure that all their organ function can be stabilized, because, even if they seem okay on the outside, and walking around, then they can still have some damage on the inside.
Yeah, we're not professionals. We don't know what could be going on in there.
Right. So just making sure that, they're comfortable trying to get them in to see us. Again, similar to a human, make sure that they're warm, because with shock, their body temperature might drop from changes in their blood pressure.
And even in such instances where it was a choking hazard or a breathing hazard, and we think we removed the obstruction, or we got them breathing again after we performed CPR, good idea to bring them in for just a second round of checkup, just in case.
Yeah, better be safe than sorry.
And especially if by chance they're unconscious or have been unconscious for a while or breathing. So the same thing with humans. It's just a lot of common sense type of approach. And the main thing, of course, too, is not to panic, right?
Yes. It's very easy to do.
Now, is this something that, like, perhaps the next time they bring a patient, or I guess a patient comes in, I mean, we're all patients too, but we bring our pets into you just to kind of maybe clarify those things just in case, or get some information from you on that, right?
Absolutely.
And that's a good idea. Keep that in mind, because sometimes, again, you at least got to get them stable before you can get them to the vet to get more treatment. It's just like with anything. It makes common sense of what to look for. Awesome. Cinema Veterinary Center, located on Cinema Drive in beautiful, awesome town. CinemaVet.com. Phone number is
661-253-9300.
Smiling, friendly staff that includes Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto for all your veterinary needs for dogs and cats. That's the place to go. Doctor, thank you so much for stopping by, and always informative.